American broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, Transformers fans. I'm sorry, this intro is killing me. We chose it, and it's killing me. For those of you who don't know, it's Cyndi Lauper's version of True Colors, which is a really cute, really sweet song and completely belies the level of violence we had in this episode. Welcome to the AfterBuzz Robots in Disguise after show. We will be covering episode 8, True Colors, if you didn't already pick up on that. In the booth today, we have Alexis the Wrecker Torres.
Hey everybody!
Yay!
I missed everyone, so I'm super excited to see everybody.
What's your Twitter?
Weird. It's atorres890.
And can you turn the song off at this point? It is super distracting.
I was enjoying it for a split second.
For a split second, but it played for longer than that.
That's true. That's what I wanted.
I would guesstimate that was approximately 20 seconds?
Yes.
And with me on the panel today is Emma the Speedster Fyffe.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Emma Fyffe.
And I am Katie. It's a
day,
ladies and gentlemen. I am Katie Kia Prime Cullen on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. If you are watching live, if you want to join in the Minitron today, she's off planet, probably conquering something else, and she will most likely return next week if she hasn't decided to rule another planet.
Yep.
We will find out. So, this week's episode, True Colors. I'm still laughing. What did everyone think of it?
I mean, here's the thing. I still found it enjoyable. I just felt that this episode, despite the fact that it had a name like True Colors and was supposed to be about the true colors, if you will, of the character of Grimlock, I felt like it was the most boring episode yet.
There wasn't a lot to it. It was very surface.
Yeah, I agree. It was like they set up this very deliberate plot of we're going to have an episode where we question whether or not Grimlock is really a bad guy. And it was cut and dry. It wasn't like it was sneakily worked into the episode and there were all kinds of feelings. It was just like, no, Grimlock's a bad guy for most of this episode.
And it wasn't really sneaky. I wrote down some of the dialogue, the quit fighting me, keep moving, Dinobots are so hard to control.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
If you know anything about your tropes from the get-go, you know that it's something. And then with dialogue like that, it's just like, yeah, he is super possessed right now.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I think that it was really, they made it really obvious from the get-go that he was possessed.
Yeah.
Because in the first scene where he was starting to fight against them, there was that scene where he could not hit Russell and he had a conversation with himself about not letting him squash the little boy.
Well, even before that, when he was fighting Sideswipe and Bee, there was the quit fighting me bit. And it's like, yeah, that wasn't to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, that shows us how stubborn Grimlock is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he was getting possessed and he was trying his darndest to fight it because he's got a good heart, which is really ultimately what this episode was about.
It's his true colors, aside from green and black.
Yep.
Almost too easy.
Alexis, what'd you think?
I had to say the same thing. I feel like it didn't really feed to the plot. Really, it was just kind of an episode where we got to see Grimlock be a different color, if you want to add to that. I did like the fact that there was a lot of Fixit in this episode.
Yes, absolutely.
That was very awesome, and so I always like seeing that. I also liked how you tried to stop Grimlock by putting his blaster up to his nose, and it was just like a
yeah. I liked all the. This is gonna sound really strange.
Let's talk about Fixit.
Yeah, because I liked all the stuff that that we got to see Fixit's little arms do. Like, we saw all the different tools that he has at his disposal that are basically, like, within his arms. Kind of like the arm cannons in Prime, but Fixit's got, like, tools.
Well, and Fixit's the only one that still has those.
Yeah, like, I loved the scene where he was asking for a tool to repair something.
What's it look like?
It's like this. And he kept...
I found one.
Yeah.
It's very, very obvious that Fixit is very, very not okay, but he's just so darn funny.
I know. He's so cute.
And part of that is
Darn
Mitchell's
funny.
delivery.
Yeah, he's...
Katie? Oh, sorry. I thought I heard that he was sardon funny, and I was like,
No,
what does that mean?
so darn
Okay.
funny.
I was just double checking. Sorry.
Yes, I can't talk today, obviously. That's a problem. But yeah, and he built a proximity alarm. And it worked to the point of scaring everyone else as they came in.
That scene with the proximity alarm was so hilarious to me when Russell confronted them about the proximity alarm, and he told him, like, that means that
Optimus Prime
is coming.
What? And what I love about that is it's very probable that Minitron, whose name I will not get over for reasons we'll discuss in a bit.
I was confused. I thought initially when we saw that character that he was a Minitron, not that his name was Minitron.
It sounds like, well, usually they end in con of
Right,
some sort.
right.
But when they first said, oh, Minitron, I heard Metatron. Like, okay, that's the voice of God. Pretty sure they didn't name him that. It took a second watch to be like, it can't be Mini Con. It can, we need subtitles.
Yep.
Just the hard of hearing subtitles for me. And if you watch things with the hard of hearing subtitles, occasionally it says stuff like dramatic music swells or something.
It's hilarious. Yeah, we just to give it a little context, we were all watching the end of Prime, the movie, and we had the subtitles on because we were all chatting with each other throughout it and making jokes. And yes, there were many moments of dramatic music swelling, parentheses.
Or when it's like such and such approaching when they're not on screen yet. And it's like, way to spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he built a proximity alarm and none of them knew about it.
I know.
And what gets me is that at that point, Minitron was probably on Grimlock.
Totally.
And would have heard the explanation and just forgot about it or thought it wasn't important or something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I feel like this episode had some plot holes.
I feel, a couple problems.
Yeah.
It'll... Again, it's very, very surface.
Yeah. As I say, I can't find that much to really delve into because I feel like it was very cut and dry.
It was. And same with, Strong Arm.
Oh my gosh.
Had issues with the way that Strong Arm was done this episode.
I mean, yeah, especially because I felt like in the last episode where she was breaking rules, we were starting to see a little progress with her character in terms of always being a total stickler by the book, etc. And in this episode, it's like that episode never happened. I mean, she was just 100% convinced. She's like, well, Grimlock attacked us. That means he's the enemy in the end. Even though he had been fighting on her team for the past
weeks.
Yeah.
Months?
Yeah.
We don't
and
know
I'm not really
how
sure what the
long.
timeline is. Yeah. But I mean, it was crazy to me that she would turn on him so quickly.
And it's just the comment about he's been playing us for fools the whole time. And I fell for the old innocent T-Rex routine. I'm like, one, that's a routine. Is this documented? Have we had trouble with Dinobots?
Exactly.
This is a thing?
Yeah.
Two, you think Grimlock is playing?
Precisely.
Grimlock.
I mean, we have seen up to this point, Grimlock is a lovely character. I absolutely adore him. He's hilarious. He's got a great heart. He is not the brightest bulb in the shed.
He has a lot of emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
But execution is just kind of like his truck disguise.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks of as a disguise.
Unless she thought that he was playing that dumb, if you will, to trick them, which could be slightly more justified. But when he was under control, it wasn't like he suddenly turned into this cunning mastermind. He was still Grimlock. He just was evil.
Grimlock with a bad temper. I was expecting when all the junk fell on him to knock him out of it for a few seconds. That was before we knew that Minitron was a thing.
Yeah, totally. Andrew Fedge in the chat says that he wonders if Strong Arm's back and forth is because episodes are maybe out of order.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that I would have heard about, especially since we've had writers and directors and whatnot in here. I feel like that is something that they would have said.
I agree with that, but I understand where he's coming from a little bit, simply because, as previously discussed, we did see some progress with her character in the last episode. And also, again, there wasn't much to this episode. I feel like this could have happened anywhere.
I mean, our biggest plot points that we have for this episode are the introduction of Minitron, who was played a lot for laughs, but that's kind of a terrifying enemy to have because none of them noticed it was on them without visual confirmation from somebody else. It's not like feeling a spider crawl up your arm and be like, it's on me. It just, they didn't know. They don't have enough sensitivity of feeling to know that there's something on them. And now I'm feeling spiders. That's just, yay, I did that to myself.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, come on.
I know, that's exactly how I feel. But I also liked that whole scene of them as he was jumping from one transformer, like one part of the team to the other. That I even wrote in my notes, I said, this scene is nuts. Like, I can't even keep track at this point.
Yeah.
That was the point, I think. And that was pretty glorious. And just the whole, get it off me, get it off me.
Yeah.
Like, how many slapstick comedies have I seen that in?
Yeah.
And it was really funny. Just once they knew what it was, and it wasn't Grimlock going up the wall.
Yeah,
it's like,
totally.
Oh,
and
it was someone else. Therefore, now it's hilarious.
And it was interesting in this episode, too, because I feel like, yes, a lot of the comedy has come from the action in previous episodes, but the dialogue has been really funny in previous episodes.
The dialogue was great.
The dialogue is great. And in this episode, it was interesting to me that I thought the funniest scene was the one that relied so heavily on physical, quote unquote physical, because it's animated comedy.
I just like Sideswipe's little why me one-off.
Yeah.
Like, he assaulted us, and he goes, you assault me all the time.
Yes, that was amazing. That was Strong Arm's justification for why she was positive that Grimlock was no longer on their side.
But the big difference is, and I can see this much from her point of view, Grimlock is not in their weight class.
This is true.
Sideswipe and Strong Arm going at it is
they can kind of go toe to toe.
two little kids having a slap fight.
Totally.
Grimlock getting involved that's not good.
Nah.
I'm trying to think of a metaphor here, and I can't think of one. It's the family pit bull trying to figure out why the family gerbil won't play with it. It's
There you go. That's
little
a good one.
That's pretty good.
Little different.
Yeah.
So that she's got a good point, but
That is true. I can see her point from that perspective, but you also have to kind of agree with Sideswipe that she's not always super nice to him.
that's extremely true.
But he's never gone and tried to kill her. I mean, they poke at each other good-naturedly, but
and last week we had, she started that one.
Yeah.
You're all witnesses.
Yeah.
Just Sideswipe's writing is, his lines are really, really on point and hilarious.
He's so
when
great.
the episode's not about him being a giant jerk.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for Sideswipe. I really like him.
You're the speedster.
I also really, in this episode, I think I've noticed it in previous episodes, but this was the first episode that it really sunk in for me that he has that sword on his back.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at first. I was like, wait a minute, where did that come from?
Yeah.
I made notes about that. Like, did he just decide for I can't even remember what the weapon's called, the con buster, the con whatever it was.
Yeah,
that they
con
had.
buster, I
Did
think.
he just decide that he liked weaponry and, I don't know, raid a local Renaissance
I
fair?
guess
Yeah.
so.
Where did he get that? Who made it for him? They're doing shorts. I want a little short about that.
Yeah.
How did you get that sword? And are you any good with it?
I know, but and I also just loved too because I mean, yeah, it doesn't really necessarily look 100% like a katana, but like it's totally in style with his anime boy look that he's got going on.
Have you noticed that he has kanji on him?
Oh yeah, totally. It's 100% intentional.
Well, Drift is probably going to out-weeaboo him when he shows up because Drift is historically designed
man.
like that.
Oh yeah.
But Sideswipe is very extremely anime, including the hair, which I know we've poked out before.
Oh my God.
He has such anime hair and it's glorious.
Anytime that he's like laying down, it's literally just standing straight up, and I'm just like, yeah, you're literally an anime character.
Yep.
Like that's not how hair works. I mean, even though it's not real hair, but still, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Someone had to design, like in Cybertron, they build new Cybertronians, and someone had to be like, that's a good design.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Yep.
Why would you put that on? It's aerodynamic. You've been watching those video imports from Earth again, haven't you? No, of course not.
No, it's true because he is the only one who has hair of the main Autobot team that we're seeing. I mean, the rest of them have more like helmet-looking heads, but Sideswipe.
Not to be punny.
But because he's the punk, right?
Exactly, yeah.
He was just using his, as Bumblebee would say, his maximum velocity.
Oh my god. I love that the music itself disapproved of this
so
one.
great. I loved it.
We were that close to having the bum bum bum.
Yeah.
Eventually he'll figure that out, but it probably won't be till the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't stick with transform and roll out, because it works.
Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
he's too scared to use it because that's kind of Optimus's line.
Well,
you
because
know?
now it's interesting with B, because previously he was trying so hard to be Optimus, and now I think he's trying to be Bumblebee, but he's still trying to be Bumblebee as Optimus.
As Optimus, yeah.
He's just changing the sayings.
Well, and the one time he did use transform and roll out was the episode where he was trying to be Optimus, and then went, nope, not gonna work. We're doing it this way instead, and it worked.
Yep.
Like, please, just please.
Yeah.
Okay. And can we talk about Steeljaw's plan? Because we got Steeljaw
Yeah,
back for the first
finally.
time since, well, essentially his introduction, but we had the stinger with Thunderhoof. And he did mention that Uncle PJ was trying to find a bigger base.
No, and it's funny you bring up Uncle PJ, because I had originally thought that it was like some crime boss or something back on Cybertron that was controlling Grimlock, that basically like he had been manipulated by another Decepticon.
Yeah. We thought that he was someone's hired
Yeah,
muscle who just took the
totally,
fall.
totally.
No, it's just extreme property damage.
Yeah,
We overthought that one so
we really did.
badly.
We really did. That's a prime hangover right there.
A lot of this is a prime hangover
Yeah, I
because we're
completely agree.
expecting a lot from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turns out that he was not being manipulated at all. He was just being Grimlock and beating things up. But yeah, evidently Steeljaw wants to make a home for all Decepticons except for Minitron.
Yeah.
That was just like, see ya.
Yeah. I just
That was
want to
beautiful.
backtrack a little just because of an interesting comment here, because we were talking about Sideswipe and how somebody must have built him to look like an anime character, and Andrew
hear it.
once again suggested someone on Cybertron was an anime fan. Bulkhead built Sideswipe.
Yes, I completely agree.
I mean, I believe that Miko would have totally gotten him into anime, so that is legit.
I totally ship it in that way, shape, and form. I think we lost Katie.
I'm still here for giving values of here.
That's
Is there
such a
anyone
great
else
thing.
in the chat? We're getting a lot from Andrew tonight.
Yeah, totally. We've got Allie and Roz Mystica 01. Timothy, whose last name we were trying to pronounce last week, and I'm not 100% sure how to do it, but Timothy Bouge? I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. You guys,
Timothy, tell us how to pronounce
tell
your
us
name
how to
in the
pronounce
chat,
your name.
please.
Yeah, if you could just like phonetically spell that out for us, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, I have done that before. And hey, if you're watching live you want to participate on Twitter, we're still using the hashtag. We're
Totally.
still doing ABTVRID. I
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. So yes, feel free to join in on that
We've
as well.
also got an Annabelle 08 and J Meister 22.
People are watching us live. We love you, chat.
Yeah, and Allie says that Steeljaw is such a cult leader.
I thought we had that last week.
I think we did have that last week.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
More Scientologists. I do love that Steeljaw completely dropped the I'm just trying to make a home for Decepticons.
Totally.
I misunderstood this week. He just kind of went, yeah, screw it. All right, let's roll.
Yeah.
Stealing Underbite, which interesting. And a very, very good plan was to get an inside man, have them take everyone out, and have them get all of the captured Decepticons.
I was going to say, I mean, his plan was clearly to get all of the Decepticons and bring them back. It didn't exactly pan out for him, but...
No, the problem was that Minitron could not... Every time I say that name, I just can't. Minitron could not control Grimlock 100% of the way.
No.
And that he completely
Grimlock is
fell for
large.
Yeah. And that he completely fell for the Optimus Prime is coming bit. Like, how long have these people been in space? Does no one get news reports? Nothing? I guess I can see why
I know that is true, because you would... granted, we don't know how long they've been on the Decepticon prison ship for.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I mean, for all we know, they've been floating around in space for a really long time, and they're unaware of Optimus's death, but...
I want to say either before the war or as the war was just starting. I want to say it's early because, again, Nuon City. Yeah. No one remembered Underbite except for the other people on the ship.
Totally, yeah.
So I feel like that would have been eons and eons and eons ago.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think Fixit's backstory is going to be terrible. And we're going to have a, did he make a volleyball and call it Wilson moment?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that would be a thing.
Once again, though us getting revealed finally exactly what Grimlock had been imprisoned for makes me think we might be overthinking the Fixit thing.
On one hand, Mitchell said Fixit's backstory was sad. On the other hand, Mitchell also told us a few things that haven't exactly been accurate.
Yes.
So, you know, he's going to come back in studio and be like, I hear you've been saying things about me.
I know.
Like, yes.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Matthias, I'm sorry if I'm saying your names wrong, Augusto, says that Steeljaw kind of gives him a big bad wolf vibe.
It's a good nickname, but I'm still staying with Hungry Like the Wolf.
Oh, Hungry Like the Wolf. I mean...
just because it's funny.
Just because Duran, guys. You don't need any other explanation.
Yeah, so he made it out with Underbite.
He did, yeah. He got Underbite out of there.
Depending on what happens during the next time Underbite shows up, because at this point there will be a next time, he may need a nickname too.
I was going to ask that. I'm like, do we give him a nickname?
Garbage Disposal.
I'm fine with that. That works for me.
Or Squirrels.
Yeah.
Probably Garbage Disposal.
Yeah.
It goes with the Legion of Spiders.
It does. It totally does. Yeah. And I mean, I think they specifically brought this up at the end of the episode that there is now this possibility that they're gonna have time. I mean, if they're wise, they will just ship Grimlock, they just ship Underbite off to chomp down on some cities and get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, but I think that would also draw people to him pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would agree.
Hey, the city is under attack. That's going to make national and global news super fast.
Totally.
And the other thing is we know we have more cons that we haven't met, but we also know that we're going to have some Autobots showing up.
Yeah.
So we know that Windblade will be here eventually because of that news and gossip, which,
yay!
Cannot wait.
I know, I'm so excited.
So again, I think we are building towards, I know season finale is a good long ways away, but I still think we're building towards it with they're going to have Underbite do this. Mm-hmm. And I will be very surprised if at least one other bot that we've had in stasis doesn't escape.
Yeah.
In some capacity, because now they know where the Autobots base is.
Yeah, totally.
And now they know where, actually, no, not so much. Only Minitron knows, and they caught him. Yeah. We don't know that he passed off that information to Steeljaw, and I'm not sure he did, because he doesn't think very well under pressure.
Yeah, and once again, I think that we're not necessarily really seeing all of the Decepticons even trying to work together at this point. We're just getting sort of shades of it.
Then again, I don't think we've seen enough of them together to do it. We haven't seen what...
That's absolutely accurate. That's totally fair. Yeah, I want to see what the Decepticons are up to. I need a whole episode about Hungry Like the Wolf and
Uncle PJ. Yep. And we don't know where Legion of Spiders is. He's out and about somewhere.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought that they'd go for him.
I would have thought so too. Yeah.
Then again, Minitron not doesn't react super well under pressure.
Nah.
So, yeah. Is there anything else to talk about?
Alexis?
Anyone want to bring up anything else?
No, that was pretty much how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, fun episode,
enjoyable.
I
still enjoyed it.
Disappointed.
But yeah, I mean, but this... And it shouldn't have, because we learned something important, which was exactly why Grimlock ended up on the Alchemore in the first place. For an episode that technically had a big plot revelation, it felt an awful lot like filler.
Yeah. And again, I think we have a few things that will go into the plot.
Yeah.
Minitron is kind of a ticking time bomb once they get him back, because again, that is terrifying. We dealt with possession in Prime.
Right.
And that was super scary. And that's also something that B should have maybe pulled from his experiences and been like, he's not acting like himself. Maybe there's a reason for that.
Right.
Like, but he's in there and done that. You should have been able to...
Exactly.
A lot of radio silence from B on this
Yeah,
one.
this is not the first time that he has personally dealt with a mind control sort of situation, so...
It's not the first time that he's dealt with something that's come up in Prime, but not pulled those experiences in for Robots in Disguise.
Totally.
So and I understand they want to keep it separate, but it's a little weird.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't, let me scroll up and see if I can find out who was saying in the chat that they were saying sometimes that it is kind of hard to watch this show having seen Prime. And for me, it's not that it's a change in tone. I like
the
that
tonal change is great.
Yeah, I like the tonal change. I like the animation a lot. I like the there's a lot to like about this show. The thing that's frustrating is that it is technically a sequel to Prime.
It is a sequel to Prime.
Exactly. And so you want them to bring more of that into it.
We want the other characters.
Yeah.
We at least want B referencing, well, there was this one time in my past where I dealt with X. And we did kind of get a little, well, this is how I dealt with coming to Earth the first time, but it was carefully avoiding mentioning any of his teammates or anything that happened or making friends with humans or any of that noise. So, yeah, it's interesting the way they kind of tap dance around it. And I would like to see it really get into it, but I don't think that's going to happen until, again, the mythical season 2.
Yes, exactly. Because, and I think I mentioned this before, that I think that once they've taken a season to live in this world and be like, okay, these are these characters as they exist now. You've gotten used to your main team. You like them. You know them. Now, here's all this other stuff that people who are fans of Prime will appreciate.
Yeah.
And that at that point, your people who've never watched Prime are already invested in this show. So
true. So, and again, as a strategy, that makes a lot of sense.
Totally.
As a fan, that is super
it's so
frustrating.
It's
like, I get it. I understand. But why?
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, well, if that's all we have to talk about this episode, we should move into predictions. Because I don't think there is any news and gossip.
And now,
Not really.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Those of you who are listening on iTunes should really watch YouTube. We get this nice little laser light show when we do predictions. I'm gonna pick on the record
happening.
tonight.
It's like a predictions rave up in here.
I'm gonna pick on the record today. Alexis, do you have any predictions?
It was really kind of tough to do a prediction for this episode because not really much has happened. I mean, we did get to see that, yes, we kind of lost Underbite in the process of this. I'm just really hoping that their teamwork really starts to click in, because I feel like after watching Prime this past weekend and watching this episode, I was just like, oh, I'm so frustrated. It would work out so much better if you guys can just get your crap together.
Yeah.
Scrap.
It is
scrap together.
That's a good way to do it.
It is definitely getting to a point where it's frustrating. But at the same time, we've talked about the fact that Strong Arm and Sideswipe are very much teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenagers are frustrating.
Yeah, I get the feeling that they are going to be butting heads for the rest of the season.
I do too.
They will probably tone it down a little more as time goes on.
Yeah.
Is it weird that... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I was hoping that, not right now because it's still kind of early, but maybe like in the middle of the season, I want Bumblebee to just kind of blow up on them and they're kind of like, oh wow, we really messed up.
I think if that happens, it's going to be a whole episode themed around this is happening because you two are fighting. You need to not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just think it'll move the story along, personally.
We've got a lot of people talking in the chat about us talking about Prime, and they're saying that they think that this takes place so long after Prime that the human characters in Prime are possibly dead.
Oh.
Which,
I'm
you
telling
know,
you, I'm still banking on last year's Comic-Con panel, and they said if we want to do it, but season 2, and I'm like, okay,
all right.
I'm taking that to the bank because I refuse to believe that. Don't do that to me.
I know.
Don't do that to me.
I mean, here's my thing is, painful though this is to say, I would be okay with it being so far in the future that the human characters on Prime are maybe unfortunately no longer with us, as long as we get sort of flashbacks to what happened with the rest of their lives. I want to know.
Judging from the technology, I don't think it's too much further ahead, because if you remember in Prime, the big thing was Miko had her flip phone.
Right.
And flip phones were late 90s,
Totally.
early mid 2000s.
2000s.
And then if you look at Russell, he's rocking some form of iPhone.
Totally.
So the technology,
Yeah,
I
which
feel
is
like
really
if it
not
was gonna
that much further advanced. Yeah.
We haven't really had much more advanced technology. We have people willing to buy robotic zookeepers.
Yeah.
So I would imagine we've had some advances, but I'm also kind of comparing it to animated, where we did have a like 50-year time skip and the technology just went insane.
Yeah.
And that's partially because one scientist basing it on Cybertronian technology because he found Megatron's head in his backyard. But animated is really interesting, I can tell you. But I feel like there would have been a much larger technological and social leap if it was going to take place
in the far
70
future.
to 100 years in the future. I think we're looking
that's
at
legit.
20 to 30.
No, this totally feels like it's happening now-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, possibly within the next decade, knowing this creative team, they would have had a lot more fun with city design, tech design, etc. If it were
very futuristic. Totally, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So it's an interesting theory. I personally don't buy it.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Do you have any predictions?
I have a feeling that this Underbite plan is not going to work out so well.
You don't think he's going to take orders?
No, doesn't really seem like the type to be ordered around.
And I think Steeljaw is going to have a problem with that, because I don't think Steeljaw is a heavy hitter.
No.
B and Sideswipe are both holding their own against him. And when Sideswipe can hold his own, you know that maybe he's not the best combat.
I mean, he's a wolf. He should be cunning and manipulative. Yeah, but he needs a pack to lead. He is not. He's not strong on his own, I don't think.
It's possible. We'll see how they paint him later on. But he is in their size and weight class, so he's not going to overpower them.
Right,
like that.
of course.
And they looked like pretty even fights.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Minitron again. I think that is definitely going to be a thing.
Yeah, I don't think that they can just write that off.
Yeah. I would love to see Uncle PJ and Hungry Like the Wolf having a conversation just to see how they work.
Yes.
And I will be really surprised if Legion of Spiders doesn't show up in the same episode that we get more mini-cons. I will be super surprised if that is not the case.
Legion of Spiders to come back, because it was pretty terrifying.
It was super good, but really scary.
Yep.
So before we go, we have a couple of shout outs to make.
Yeah.
So Emma, why don't you start with yours?
Okay, awesome. So I got a very nice Facebook message from a fan, Daniel Falconer. So he sent me a message congratulating us on a great show, specifically because he has daughters who are 6 and 10 years old who really love Transformers Robots in Disguise. So it's nice to have a panel that's all intelligent young women talking about giant robots.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Daniel. Hello to you and to your daughters.
Yes, hello. And Alexis?
Yes, sorry about that.
No worries.
Editing back here. But
She's a multi-talented woman.
I try.
You succeed.
Yes, thank you. I also had a lovely fan from Brazil send me a message. Her name is Patricia, and I don't have her last name on me at the moment, but she knows who she is. And she also said how she always was a fan of Transformers, but she didn't really have friends to talk about it, and she also loved the fact that there was more girls that liked it, especially us. So it was very, very sweet, and I wanted to give all my love to her and say thank you for watching, especially from all the way in Brazil. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
And we also had a great article written up about our show in
No way.
Transformers World 2005 is the name of the website. And so Silver Optimist, who I remember you well from the chat roll last time, did a write-up on us. That included links to all of our videos. So thank you for getting the word out about our show.
And thank you to Salgatron on Twitter who brought it to their attention. Seriously, you guys are wonderful. We could not ask for better fans. And if you haven't already, please remember to go to iTunes, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, leave us a review. If you leave us an iTunes review, we will give you a shout out on the show. We don't have any yet, I don't think, but if you want your name on the show, that is one way to do it. So rate us on iTunes, subscribe and like us on YouTube, on SoundCloud, wherever you can find AfterBuzz, there we are. And I think that's all we have for the show today.
I think so.
Alexis, where can the people find you?
You can find me all over the social media interwebs as atorres890. You can also find, if you like to see my face, at our sister network, blackhollywoodlive.com, where I do the show Geek Nerd Tech. I talk about video game news and other awesome geeky, nerdy things. We're also doing a Loot Crate giveaway at Black Hollywood Live, so please tune in, look at my Twitter, look at my YouTube and my vlogs, and you'll see all about that.
And you can find me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe. It's my name. It's what I use for all of my social media, except for Tumblr, where I'm almost a palindrome. You can also see me on a couple shows here at AfterBuzz. This one, Sailor Moon Crystal. And you can also watch me on Wednesdays on The Cosplay Coach at 4 p.m. That's with our sister network, The Popcorn Talk. And if you like listening to the sound of my voice, you should check out my Sailor Moon podcast. You should probably like Sailor Moon also, but it's called Love and Justice. Look it up. It's in the iTunes store.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. And I am on the Arrow After Show on Wednesdays. Season finale this week. Woo! Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. And as always, transform and roll out!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.